I'm Ahava Leibtag, a content strategist from Washington, D.C.
Hi, I'm Hanbury, a content strategist in Vancouver, British Columbia.
And this is Content Strategy Coast to Coast.
In this short series of videos, we're going to talk about key principles and concepts in content strategy using everyday real-world examples to demonstrate.
One of the ways we'd like to do this is to talk about the different characteristics of our city and how that translates to content strategy and branding. Content strategy has two goals. The first is to align your strategy with your business goals, and the second is to help your users find the information that they're looking for.
So why is content so important? In an online environment, content is all you have to reflect your brand. So looking at Vancouver as a metaphor for a website for a moment, you get your first impression and impact through its visual design. Here you notice a busy city center surrounded by oceans, and if you're lucky, you see beautiful mountains and blue skies. So Vancouver plays on the natural beauty of British Columbia, but promises all the functionality of a modern city. You can think about everything in Vancouver as a piece of content. Every building, every street, every event, restaurants, it all interacts as content as part of the experience for people coming here. So Vancouver has ethnic diversity, great restaurants, and a major business center, but we also have beautiful beaches and jogging trails right inside the city core. And we're also 20 minutes away from being right out in nature. So the content of Vancouver creates an impression of a modern, mid-sized city that attracts laid-back people from around the world. So you'll notice how Vancouver isn't trying to be everything to everybody. If you really want simplicity and peacefulness, you have to head a couple hours out of town. Then again, if you're looking for a party city, this isn't it either. If you're looking for American history, I don't see anything around Vancouver that's going to suggest you're in the right place. For that, you better go talk to Ahava over in DC.
Thanks, Kathy. One of the amazing things about Vancouver is the beautiful outdoors. I'm here to show you Washington, D.C. I could have taken you to all the different monuments, but you already know that about Washington, D.C. That brand is so famous and ingrained in your mind. When you think of Washington, D.C., you probably think of the Washington Monument, the Capitol, and the White House. What I'm here to show you is something else that illustrates a different part of content strategy, the interplay of content strategy and design. In Washington, there's a rule that no building can be built higher than a certain amount of feet so that it doesn't compete with the tallest part of Washington, D.C., the statue on the top of the Capitol. That was a design element that Congress passed as a law in 1889, and that makes certain parts of the content of Washington, D.C. change. For example, if you look at major metropolises across the United States, you see very tall skyscrapers, even in Los Angeles where earthquakes are a problem. That denotes a feeling of power. Big buildings means a lot of money, which means big decisions are being made. But in Washington, the seat of power of the entire world, we don't have big buildings like that. That's a design element that created a restriction over the content. So when we show people beautiful pictures of the monuments and the buildings in DC, we're showing them a part of the nation's history. But we don't necessarily illustrate to them the fact that major power decisions are being made here on a daily basis. The challenge for content strategists is to work with designers on mobile apps, websites, applications, so that the content strategy and the design are working together in terms of the branding.
So you can see how content and content design interact together to reflect your brand. The good news is there are strategies and principles that you can use to make sure that the content is reflecting the brand that you want it to.
We're looking forward to illustrating more about content strategy to you in our upcoming videos. Thanks for watching Content Strategy Coast to Coast.